Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more WWE 2k18 Universe Mode. I'm BrendenPlayz, and this is Monday Night Raw, the first Raw since the Elimination Chamber, and we are officially 4 weeks away from Wrestlemania, the fourth Wrestlemania in the series. Tonight, we're going to see a reunion of some sort. Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins are going to team up to take on Samoa Joe and The Miz. Now that is going to be interesting. Also this week, we're going to see Becky Lynch go one-on-one with Carmella. That should be a good contest there between two of our women. We're going to see Luke Gallows take on Jeff Hardy. Of course, for now, we know that the club will take on the Hardy Boys at WrestleMania. Elias will go one-on-one with Jason Jordan. Sasha Banks and Charlotte will team up to take on Alexa Bliss and Bayley. Of course, Sasha's our new women's champion. She takes on the Women's Royal Rumble winner tonight, Alexa Bliss. Tag team action. It was a night to forget for Kevin Owens at the Chamber. Tonight he looks to rebound against the man who pinned him, Shinsuke Nakamura. And the main event match we just spoke about a moment ago, Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, the first time, and I cannot remember. It's been a long time since these two men have teamed up tonight. They team up to take on Joe and The Miz. Becky Lynch gets a victory over Carmella. Big win there for her. Jeff Hardy gets a victory over Luke Gallows, so certainly not the night that the club were hoping for. Elias knocks off Jason Jordan. Big win there for Elias. Looking forward to seeing what he can produce in the future. And Sasha Banks and Charlotte, they knock off Alexa Bliss and Bayley. Big confidence boost for Sasha before WrestleMania. Well, here we go. We've got our opening contest. We're going to see Kevin Owens in action. He'll be taking on Shinsuke Nakamura. It was a night where Kevin Owens vowed that he was going to turn everything around. It was going to be his night. He was going to get back to the main event of WrestleMania. And unfortunately for Kevin, he was the first man eliminated in the Chamber. He attempted a powerbomb on Nakamura, but Nakamura fired back with a Kinshasa right on the jaw, and KO was down for the 3 count. Well, Kevin, he still has hopes to make it to WrestleMania. You can see KO Mania. He wants it to be the 3rd year in a row that he's competed in a high-profile match at WrestleMania. His first year at WrestleMania, he went one-on-one with CM Punk. He won the Universal title. The second year, he went one-on-one with Brock Lesnar. He won the Universal title. The 3rd year, he's not going one-on-one for the Universal title. So what is Kevin Owens' next step? What's his next move? Where will his career end up? Because at the moment, I'm a little bit worried for Kevin Owens. I don't know what the future holds for him. Will he make it to WrestleMania? Will he have a prominent part of WrestleMania? Well, I'm starting to think that perhaps he won't. And I think many others are starting to believe that as well. So Kevin Owens is trying to scratch and claw, trying to find a way into WrestleMania. Can he find one? Well, that's going to be another question we're going to have to wait to be answered. Tough assignment though for Kevin Owens tonight. The man who beat him and pinned him last night at the Elimination Chamber. Now Kevin Owens has to fight back and somehow figure out how to beat Nakamura. It's a different environment, it's a different situation. And Kevin Owens, I think, has gotten a little bit more desperate as well. He's coming up against a former multiple-time United States champion in Shinsuke Nakamura, a man who has had so much success. And we talk about guys who are looking to take the next step. We are looking at him. Shinsuke Nakamura, can he find the next big move in his career to elevate him? Many believe it could be a switch of brands. Going over to SmackDown might be the beginning for Nakamura's rise to the top. Well, it could be the case. It may not be. We don't know just yet. But what we do know is that Nakamura looked tremendous at the Elimination Chamber, had a strong showing, as we said, pinning Kevin Owens. So Nakamura now tonight must be full of confidence heading into this matchup, believing that he's going to be able to get the job done against Kevin Owens here tonight. Well, it's going to be interesting nonetheless. We'll see how this match fares. We'll see who gets the upper hand here, who can take away a much-needed victory. We're on the way here as Kevin Owens immediately starting with a strong start there and making sure that he gets the upper hand immediately on Shinsuke Nakamura. And to be honest, I can't really blame him. Kevin Owens, a desperate man. And he said at the Elimination Chamber that he thought this was going to be his moment. He thought, look, you know, Elimination Chamber has served me well in the past. WrestleMania has been great to him. He has not been beaten at WrestleMania the last 2 years. And Kevin Owens is full of confidence. This is the period of time where he's at his best. but it still isn't going for him. He's had a year to forget after being Universal Champion earlier on in the season. He lost the championship to Goldberg, and ever since losing the championship, it just hasn't been going well for Kevin Owens. The confidence has been down. He hasn't had a great time here on Raw after being so dominant here on SmackDown just a season ago. He was the most dominant man we've ever seen on SmackDown, and now we look at Kevin Owens and we start to think, well, what happened? What went wrong? Where did Kevin Owens go wrong? And I can't really put my finger on it. He just hasn't had the victories. You know, he's looked strong, he's been competitive, but when it comes to those closing moments, Kevin Owens isn't there or thereabouts to win it. KO had a much-needed victory, a bit of confidence heading into the chamber to get himself in the matchup, as a nice move there by KO, slamming down Nakamura. So yeah, Kevin Owens has looked good, but, you know, KO's got a bit of soul-searching to do. What does he do? You know, does he change his ways? You know, Kevin Owens, you might need to change a few different things about what he's doing. Maybe look at some of the weaknesses that he has, attempt to try and fix them and mend them. Because right now, whatever he's doing isn't working on a consistent basis. Yes, he's getting the odd big win here and there to keep him relevant and keep him in the mix, but he wants more than that. He wants to win back the championship, the Universal title that he's held 2 times already in his career. You know, arguably some say Kevin Owens is the greatest champion in Universal history, arguably the greatest superstar in Universal history, but now we look at this superstar in Kevin Owens and we don't know what to really say about him. You know, he's gone from being the hero to zero. He hasn't really accomplished much. He hasn't really showed us much this last season. Do we have any signs that things could change? I don't really think so. You know, 4 seasons we've had here in Universal Mode. We're approaching our 5th coming up after WrestleMania. In those 4 seasons, KO has been one of the absolute best. But now, in Season 4 itself, you know, Kevin Owens went from having one of the best seasons of all time, you know, in Season 3, to Season 4 being a nightmare. And can he wake up from this nightmare? I don't know. I like to think he can, but geez, the confidence is down. And unless he changes something dramatically, I don't know, maybe he needs to step away from the singles division. Maybe he needs to find a tag team partner, enter the tag team division. Or maybe he needs to take some time away. Maybe that's what he needs, a refresh. But whatever he's doing right now clearly is not working. Another embarrassing performance, I would say, at the Chamber when he was out of that matchup very quickly. Nakamura comfortably putting him away with the Kinshasa after KO promised to win the match. He promised everybody just moments before the match began that he was going to win it, only to be the first man gone. KO certainly has to be frustrated. Now his hopes are going 3 years in a row at WrestleMania and winning. Looks as though they're all but gone. Nakamura taken down with the right hand. I have to wonder what Nakamura's plans are. We obviously don't have a US title matchup set just yet for WrestleMania. So there's a potential that he could enter in that one as a big time springboard and lands right there down on Nakamura to the outside of the ring as well. KO looks as though he's risking it a little bit more here tonight, trying to up the ante a little bit, knowing the caliber of opponent he's got to deal with here tonight in Nakamura. And needed a skull there of KO, and that's going to be interesting right now for him to deal with it all. Straight into the ring post. Kevin Owens in some trouble. Big time move there by Shinsuke Nakamura, because KO is hurting. You get slammed head first into the ring post. It's going to hurt, and KO clearly is suffering because of it. He's down, barely moving, but perhaps playing a bit of possum there. As Nakamura going to drive him into the corner. Shinsuke, what can he plan here? He's got Kevin Owens up to the top of the rope. KO! Oh, cannonballs through the air and lands down on Nakamura, taking him off of his feet, and a chance for KO to capitalize. Nakamura picked up here by Kevin Owens, and Shinsuke wrapped up onto the ropes there. Well, I gotta say, maybe last night was the kick up the backside that perhaps Kevin Owens needed, because he's looking pretty good here. Very competitive so far against Shinsuke Nakamura. Nakamura with the right hand, so Kevin Owens against the ropes. You don't want to be here against Nakamura, that's for sure. As Shinsuke picks him up and, hangs him up on the ropes for himself. Nakamura, as Kevin Owens in a bad position right here, as Nakamura, here we go, that reverse exploiter. Shinsuke Nakamura feeling pretty good about himself right now. The vibrations are good, and Shinsuke believes that he could be closing in on yet again another victory over Kevin Owens. Oh, a kick out. Nakamura starting to think, okay, Kevin Owens putting up a fight here tonight. What do I have to do? This is what he has to do. He's going back for it. The move that beat him at the Chamber, the Kinshasa, but Kevin Owens was up to it. He knew it was coming, and he was able to find a counter and take down Nakamura. Well, Shinsuke Nakamura gets met with a clothesline, now the right hand, and KO stays in this match, and he's got him up and drives the knee right into the lower back of Nakamura, the kidney region, and now KO looking to perhaps put him away here. Countering the Kinshasa, and Nakamura may pay for it. He's got him up. Yes! Pop-up powerbomb. Kevin Owens finds it. And no! Shinsuke kicked out at 2. Kevin Owens can't believe it. I can't believe it. Nakamura stays in it, and KO starts to down himself again. Kevin Owens' best shot. He believed he had Nakamura beat, a move that has beaten the likes of Daniel Bryan, The Undertaker, Randy Orton, Brock Lesnar. The list goes on, and it's still not enough to put Nakamura away here. What's going on with Kevin Owens? Why can't he beat his opponents anymore? KO with a boot driven right into the stomach of Nakamura. A little bit more aggression shown right there. It's the Kevin Owens of old on show there. As now KO hooks the leg and gets a 2 count. And Owens trying his best right now. Right hand. As he's trying to get both fists into the skull of Nakamura, driving him in and putting some pressure on. Shinsuke gets driven into the corner. And Kevin Owens can't capitalize. Nakamura again back to the offense. But KO on the defense, able to find a counter. And Kevin Owens! Oh, what a super kick! Well, that has made Nakamura very, very quiet indeed. Well, what about that from Kevin Owens? A super kick really out of nowhere. Desperation, but there's a knee from Nakamura. And those knees will hurt. Cover now. Will this be it? Kevin Owens in a bit of trouble, but he kicks out again. That was Kevin Owens. Those knees are deadly. King of Strong Style for a reason. There's the elbow. Nakamura landing right down on KO. Shinsuke has Kevin Owens in a strong position right now to perhaps set up for something big, aka that Kinshasa knee strike that put Owens away at the Chamber. Owens is desperate. What can he deliver here? He's going to wrap up Nakamura. Oh, that will work. Driving the knee into the back of the head of Nakamura. And KO trying to get the support of his crowd here tonight. Pretty mixed reaction for Kevin Owens. Lots of Nakamura fans in the attendance here tonight. As Kevin Owens, he's going back for it. Here we go again. Kevin Owens! Pop-up powerbomb. Will this be it this time? The cover, the hook of the leg. Oh, he's got him. Kevin Owens gets a bit of revenge. Well, that's something big for KO. It's been a season to forget, but Season 5 has got a glimmer of hope, I guess you could say. Kevin Owens with the pop-up powerbomb. The first one didn't work, but the second one did. Owens knocks off Nakamura here tonight. A man who's down on luck, down on form, down on wins. He's able to find a way to dig deep tonight, score himself a major victory over Nakamura, get a bit of revenge from the Chamber embarrassment, and now KO. What is the future? He wants to go to WrestleMania. I don't know how he gets there. I don't think there's an opponent for him, but a win tonight just puts him in the conversation if somebody wants to step up and fight Kevin Owens. Well, he's not exactly the Owens of old, but he's a man who's desperate. He wants to be a part of WrestleMania. Can Kevin Owens get to WrestleMania? Who should Kevin Owens face at WrestleMania? Let me know in the comments section down below. Well, backstage here with Seth Rollins. Seth, you now know that Samoa Joe will be your opponent at WrestleMania. How do you feel about facing Joe for the Universal Championship at WrestleMania? Well, look, Samoa Joe and I, we've had a lot of history against one another and together. You know, we were teaming up to take on the NWO. Then we faced each other for the Universal Championship back at TLC. Joe and I, we used to be friends. I used to have respect for Samoa Joe. But after what he did to me at TLC, when he brutally attacked me, he hurt me, he injured me, I no longer have respect for Samoa Joe. And I did not want to face Samoa Joe until he had earned the right to face me again, which he now has done at the Elimination Chamber. So yes, Joe and I will face each other, but the facts still remain the same. I don't respect Samoa Joe. As far as I'm concerned, I'm going to make it 2 from 2 when I beat Samoa Joe again and retain my title at WrestleMania. No respect for Seth Rollins coming Samoa Joe's way. They'll meet in the ring in a moment's time, but next week on Raw, The Undertaker will be here. He has a WrestleMania announcement. What will it be? Who's going to face The Undertaker at WrestleMania? Will he even be at WrestleMania at all? We'll hear all about it next week on Raw. Well, here we go. Seth Rollins just gave us a quick little interview before this matchup. Now he prepares to face Samoa Joe and The Miz when he teams up with Dean Ambrose. Well, it's a combination we haven't seen for quite some time. Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins teaming up together. But here's the equation. At WrestleMania, it will be Seth Rollins, the Universal Champion, facing off against Samoa Joe. The Universal title is on the line. Joe versus Rollins. It's been going on for quite some time, and the rematch will take place. Can Rollins remain champion, or will this new and improved Samoa Joe come away with his first World Championship victory if he can knock off Seth Rollins at the Big Dance, WrestleMania, for the 4th time here in Universe Mode? Well, we say it's an odd pairing, and we say it's a bit strange because we haven't seen Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose together since the Shield days, and a lot of things have gone down since then. Ambrose and Rollins team up tonight because Dean Ambrose is your brand new United States Champion, winning it back against The Miz at the Elimination Chamber. They kicked off the show, and The Miz went down to Ambrose. So The Miz, he's a little bit filthy tonight. He's not exactly happy, but we'll see how this combination goes. A lot of bad blood between Ambrose and Rollins. Can they put that difference aside here tonight to try and take down common enemies? Here comes the man that will face Rollins at Mania. The devastating, the dominant Samoa Joe. Well, I look at Joe and I just believe, in my opinion, this guy has it all. You want to talk about a man who can beat Rollins, who can be a champion. This guy has it. Samoa Joe is as tough as it comes. And look, Joe, he's had a rough season, no doubt about it. Money in the Bank holder, he lost that. Never got the World Championship matches that he truly deserved fair and square until he took on Seth Rollins for the championship at TLC. But he lost fair and square, and Joe couldn't handle the loss. He took his frustrations out on Rollins, and he's been battling to try and get another opportunity ever since, and he will get that now at WrestleMania. Well, here comes the man who was US Champion. It's The Miz. Tough night at the Chamber. We were trying to see if The Miz could prove once and for all that it was not a fluke, that he won that Fatal 4-Way match for the US title about a month ago, fair and square. The Miz was not included in the Royal Rumble match. He complained to management, and Christian decided to give him a US title match. He shocked us all when he actually won it, because Christian said The Miz wasn't good enough. The reason why he wasn't in the Rumble is because he believed that The Miz had absolutely no chance of winning the Rumble, disrespecting him. As The Miz and Rollins will start this matchup. Of course, The Miz went on to win the US title. He went to trying to defend it against Ambrose in the return match, but Ambrose was the better man on that night. But we saw The Miz attack Dean Ambrose after the matchup with a steel chair, showing that The Miz, he's not exactly done with Dean Ambrose yet, and he wants that championship back. So The Miz, he's got a bit of work to do. He needs to prove that it wasn't a fluke. He needs to prove that he is the rightful US Champion. It won't be easy for him. He's coming up against Dean Ambrose, who's showing us a lot more fight as of late, and even getting back to perhaps his roots of having a bit of respect for the fans, and the fans having a bit of respect for him. So Dean Ambrose, it's good to see him starting to open up to the WWE Universe a little bit more as of late, and their support, I think, has really helped him become a better superstar, a better man, and a better champion. Miz in the corner right now. Let's not forget, as Rollins slams down The Miz. Let's not forget Dean Ambrose was never pinned in that Fatal 4-Way match. He was not pinned or submitted. He had no involvement in it. So it was pretty unfortunate for Dean Ambrose as Rollins, oh my goodness, comes off the second rope, slamming himself right down there on The Miz, and that splash is going to hurt The Miz. You can see he's already in a bit of pain so far. And Rollins! What about that? Spinning through with that slam. And, oh, hang on. Maurice is up to the apron, distracting. And The Miz from behind takes advantage. But Rollins is having none of it. The Universal Champion refusing to get fooled there by Maurice. And now picks up The Miz and slams him straight back down again. Beautiful from Seth Rollins. He's the Universal Champion for a reason. He had the night off at the Chamber, but he was watching closely backstage, and he knows how big of a matchup that was. You win the Chamber match, you get so much confidence, because Joe, let's not forget, he passed out The Undertaker. The Undertaker had nothing left. He was done. Joe was able to put him away. That is a colossal victory. And when you beat a guy like The Undertaker, Joe, it can only go up and up from here. Right now, Joe's going to enter this matchup. A steel chair also involved, but The Miz kicking away a little bit. I know he's going to put up in the corner there. Let's not forget what The Miz did with the steel chair last night at the Chamber. As a running senton by Joe, who's got Rollins down. And he can look to pick up the pieces here. As now Rollins has Joe up. Not good at all for Joe. Beautifully executed there as Seth Rollins again gets distracted by Maurice. And Joe now, fireman's carry, and spins down Rollins and slams him straight back down. Rollins needs to get a tag to his former Shield partner, Dean Ambrose. Well, it's an interesting equation. Ambrose and Rollins have had their battles over the number of seasons of Universal Mode, including our second WrestleMania, the main event. We saw Dean Ambrose take on Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns for the WWE Championship. Seth Rollins lost the title at the Chamber. Roman Reigns won the title at the Chamber. Dean Ambrose won the Royal Rumble. A triple threat matchup among all three members of the Shield. And what was truly a classic matchup there with Dean Ambrose getting the victory on that night. Ambrose hasn't had a world title victory since then, but he certainly looks as though he's getting back to his best as The Miz trying to get himself involved, and he does. Strikes down Dean Ambrose, and The Miz lands a bit of a helping hand to Samoa Joe. But he can't quite connect there again, The Miz, as Joe with a counter. And the dominant, devastating Joe slamming him down with a... Well, that's more like it from Joe, a Samoan drop. And that is more about his legacy and his heritage right there. That Samoan drop, a move that many Samoans have utilized with a lot of success. And Joe utilizing it right there with moderate success. But Ambrose back to his feet, still fighting away. Hangs Joe up in the ropes there. And Ambrose could get a tag, but The Miz wants one, and he'll get one. So we'll see The Miz and Ambrose. Big boot there by Miz. Well, our Raw General Manager, we spoke to him earlier on, and we asked him what is going to be the match for the US title at WrestleMania, and he didn't quite have an answer for me, because he wants to see if The Miz deserves another opportunity at the championship, or should somebody else get that shot. Well, Kevin Owens was pretty impressive earlier on. Maybe he could be in line for an opportunity. But The Miz is desperate to keep that title shot in his possession. He wants a rematch. He wants to utilize his rematch clause at the grandest stage. But our general manager isn't quite convinced just yet that The Miz is deserving of one. I think he's still surprised that The Miz even got a victory for the US title to begin with. And now, is he willing to give him a US title match on the biggest event of them all? That's a big, bold move, that's for sure. Joe slamming down the knees right there on Dean Ambrose as Ambrose trying to get back to his feet. Joe will give him a bit of assistance as, attempted DDT, can't quite connect there with a knee right to the midsection, and tosses down Dean Ambrose. Right hand there by Joe, another one. Joe firing some big strikes there to Ambrose. And Joe, slams down Dean Ambrose. When we look at the Shield and their history, multiple-time tag team champion together, but let's not forget, Dean Ambrose was not a part of that tag team. It was Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, so whilst, they were a three-man unit and they teamed up a lot then, in terms of just Ambrose and Rollins as a straight-up team, not a lot of experience here in Universe Mode in big match situations. A lot of experience in, of course, the six-man and the the 3-on-3 matches, but not so much just Ambrose and Rollins teaming up. And it's been quite some time, over 2 years, since we've seen these guys even remotely get close to teaming up. It has not been a great relationship between the two for quite some time, but maybe tonight could be the beginning of a, these two getting on the rebuild, on the mend, and kind of sorting a few issues out. Sometimes getting in the ring and fighting alongside of one another can always help out. And maybe we're seeing that right now. Common enemies, of course, Joe and The Miz. Joe and Rollins at Mania. Maybe The Miz and Ambrose at Mania. Tempted clothesline. Ducks underneath. Joe with a spinning back fist connecting. And now Ambrose struck there. And Ambrose goes down. Maurice, you might want to get out of the way, because here comes Samoa Joe! Through the ropes! And that Torpe Suicida landing straight back down and connecting there on Dean Ambrose as Maurice picks up Ambrose, giving Joe a bit of a hand there. Well, Maurice got almost tangled up in that as well. Joe was running straight at her because she was in the way. Just quickly got out of the way though as Joe with a big slam takes down Ambrose to the outside of the ring. Samoa Joe now has a chance to keep on capitalizing here. He is looking to send a statement. He won the chamber. He won't be 100% here tonight, but this tag match will certainly help him. The confidence is sky high though as Ambrose attempts to kick Joe away. Can't take him off his feet. That will though. DDT. And Ambrose is trying to signal for the end here. Dean Ambrose, can he find that Dirty Deeds? A move that he used to put The Miz away. Ambrose now with an elbow. Joe still down. Ambrose, should he get the tag? Let maybe Seth Rollins come in, or is this maybe Dean Ambrose sending a bit of a statement to The Miz? Maybe Ambrose wants to step up himself. Of course, I'm sure he would love to become a world champion again, from a champion in his own right, IC champion, US champion, WWE champion. As we said, if he was officially recognized as tag team champion with Rollins and Reigns, he would be a Grand Slam champion here in Universal Mode. As now, a thump to the eye there by Joe. Rollins' vision has been impaired. Joe has him up, looking to capitalize, and drives the knees down, and that could hurt the speed and quickness of Seth Rollins right there. He won't be able to utilize those legs and knees as efficiently as he perhaps would like. As now Joe, big boot there. The offense continues. He's not letting up right now. Samoa Joe's got him up. Rollins trying to fight. Trying to get away from this attempted powerbomb. Rollins trying to fire up. Seth Rollins and Joe, a sneak peek of what to expect at WrestleMania. These two men met at TLC when the title was on the line. Rollins beat him on that occasion. But Joe, though, has changed his style. He's been far more aggressive, not taking no for an answer. He's been beating up everybody in his path to winning back the Universal Championship and becoming the champion for the first time. He wants to beat Rollins, as a big kick right there. Super kick on the jaw. Rollins could beat Joe again and make it 2-0 in recent times against the two. But Maurice again distracting. She's been, terrific in this match if you're a fan of Joe and The Miz. She's been helping out on many different occasions. Joe has Rollins down. Seth Rollins is in the corner. Joe going to put Rollins in the corner as well. Samoa Joe has Rollins up. Oh boy, here we go. Here comes the Muscle Buster. Joe with the Muscle Buster. This could be it. Joe could be about to pin the Universal Champion. Hooks to the leg. Miz, can he stop Ambrose? He does, but Seth Rollins kicks out at 2. Wow, what a statement sent by Rollins just before Mania. That even if you find your best shot, that's not going to be enough to put me away. Joe with the Muscle Buster can't put Rollins down. Rollins fighting. Seth Rollins now in the other corner. Joe looking for the Muscle Buster again. Blocks the right hand attempt by Seth Rollins. Now Samoa Joe. Snap suplex. Down goes Rollins. And Joe, what can he do now? Rollins is up. Joe. Here it comes. The trio of suplexes. Not many have been able to survive it. And Rollins is still rocked for that Muscle Buster. Still greatly hurting. Now there's the third. And the last one caught Rollins really badly. He landed really badly on the neck. Rollins is down. Ambrose is trying to get there, and he just gets there, but Rollins kicked out regardless. Dean Ambrose showing that he does care for this match, trying to help out his tag team partner. He needs to get a tag badly because right now it's all Samoa Joe. Rollins is hurting. Rollins is down, and Joe looking to put him away. Oh no! Torpedo clutch. It tapped out the Undertaker at the Chamber. Rollins is in it. Locked in really badly, nowhere to go, and he'll live to fight another day. It might not be worth it here. It might not be worth trying to survive it and risking further injury. Rollins had no escape, and that was it for him. He's done for the night. What a performance by Samoa Joe, and he evens the score. It's 1 apiece now in recent times between Joe and Rollins. At Mania, we'll see that tiebreaker occur. Well, Joe and Rollins are not done yet. Ambrose and The Miz, well, they've been arguing on the ramp. They've been up the ramp at the moment. They're dealing with each other there, going back and forth, talking a bit of trash, as The Miz looks to walk away with a victory tonight, leaving Joe and Rollins in the ring. Ambrose distracted, and Joe hits the muscle buster. Well, let's take a look at it again from another angle. The bird's eye look. Oh, the impact. Look at it again. Oh, Rollins is hurting. Back live now with Joe. He's got Rollins against the ropes. Samoa Joe clotheslining Rollins out of the ring. Rollins is down. Joe owns this ring. It's been Samoa Joe's night. Will it be his night again at WrestleMania when Seth Rollins defends the Universal Championship against Samoa Joe? Two of Raw's best collide. Rollins the champion, Joe the challenger. Who will walk away with the victory? We'll find out when WrestleMania comes your way soon. Make sure you don't miss WrestleMania by hitting the subscribe button and leaving notifications on so you don't miss an upload from me. If you enjoyed the episode, leave a like on it. Apologize for my voice. I'm a little bit sick still, so if it's a little bit weird, that's why. Hopefully we'll be back and ready to go again soon. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.